Okay.
You have to ask.
Oh, sorry you guys got a bit of a cold and a cough. We'll try and make the ceremony as brief as possible.
No,
Because
thank
I
you.
know
I've
that
had lunch.
our little girl's got a cough as well. Anyway, dear family and friends of John and Sue, we've come together today to bestow on their daughter the name by which she will move through this world into which she has recently come. Juliet Shakespeare, Juliet, Shakespeare's adolescent heroine. She might have been called Juliet Shakespeare, but she wasn't. Juliet, Shakespeare's adolescent heroine, famously asks, what's in a name? That which we call a rose would smell as sweet. But of course, Juliet tragically finds that names are very important indeed. The names our parents give us say something about how they see the world and their child's place in it. They, perhaps unconsciously, imagine the kind of person their child will grow up to be and name them accordingly. But names have a way of confounding our best laid plans as parents. A child grows into their name and how that name is responded to by the world, either accepting this or growing in spite of it. Think of people you know who have changed their names because they did not want to be what they saw reflected in their name. Think of how in many religions, when someone becomes a priest or a priestess, a monk, a nun, they take on a different name to signify that they have become someone new in the world. There is much in a name. And so today, I ask all of you to reflect on the importance of a name and take part with mindfulness as we join the ceremony. Now, John and Sue have asked us to begin the ceremony by reading together the poem Desiderata, written by Max Ehrmann in the 1920s. I'm sure some of you are very familiar with it. As we read it together, I ask you to hold in your mind this beautiful child, to whom we give these timeless words of wisdom and instruction. Oh dear. That's lovely. You've just had a bit of a feed, so we'll excuse that as well, but that's the way you want to be in the world, that's okay. Anyway, so we're going to read this. Okay. Go placidly amid the noise and the haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. Speak your truth quietly and clearly, and listen to others, even to the dull and the ignorant. They too have their story. Avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexatious to the spirit. If you compare yourself with others, you may become vain or bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Enjoy your achievements as well as your plans. Keep interested in your career, however humble. It is the real possession in the changing fortunes of time. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. But let this not blind you to what virtue there is. Many persons strive for high ideals, and everywhere life is full of heroism. How are you going there? You managing all right? You tell me whenever you need a break, okay?
Thank you.
Be yourself. Especially do not feign affection. Neither be cynical about love, for in the face of all aridity and disenchantment, it is as perennial as the grass. Take kindly the counsel of the years, gracefully surrendering the things of youth. Nurture strength of spirit to shield you in a sudden misfortune. But do not distress yourself with dark imaginings. Many fears are born of fatigue and loneliness. Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe. No less than the trees and the stars, you have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him or her to be, and whatever your labors and aspirations, in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, it is still a beautiful world. Be careful, strive to be happy. Thank you, everybody. Now we come to the time for naming the child. Sean and Sue have chosen to do this in an adaptation of the Hindu practice of Basala to honor Sue's Tamil ancestry. Now, in this ceremony, The parents name their child and describe the meanings the names have, so the child hears the hopes they have for her future through the names they have chosen. When they have done this, they write the name of the child in a plate of rice. This is like digging a furrow in a field into which a new rice grain will be planted to grow and flourish. Then they erase the name to protect the child from forces of evil by not allowing these forces to see and learn her name. I think we'll start with you, who might Sue,
Okay.
and you might.
I'll just hold it.
So,
There you go, sir.
okay, if you will read that first and then write her name.
Jessica Rose, we name you now before all your family and our friends together. Oh, whoops, sorry, I read the wrong bit. Jessica, your name in Hebrew is Yiska, meaning to have foresight, the ability to see potential in the future. In our troubled times, daughter, you give us hope for the future. May this also be the way of your life, seeing potential in what is to come, living always in the hope that brings others hope in the future.
Oh dear.
So, trusty.
We'll clean that off a little bit. Okay, write her name. Yep. Yep. Excellent. You want to write your name too, darling?
And then
Ah, good.
wipe it out.
Excellent. Now, if you will take our lovely girl there, who's so far been called Jessica, and now John, if you will, name her again.
Rose, you are called for the flower that has many meanings. The 8-petaled rose of rebirth and renewal, the 7-petaled rose of balance, the many-petaled rose of love. In you, the love of our family is renewed. May your life be one of balance through foresight. May you be loved and loved boundlessly.
Excellent. Now, if you will write her name as well. Wonderful. Now, wipe it clear. Excellent. You are. Yeah, that's a good idea. You can send those evil spirits away yourself, and you can eat some rice as well. Why not? Why not? Now, both of you, if you read the next bit there.
Jessica, together.
Yep.
Jessica Rose, we name you now before all your family and our friends gathered here.
And I ask all of you now to welcome Jessica Rose. Beautiful. Now, family and friends, as we know, 2 years ago we celebrated John and Sue's marriage when two families became one. John, Madeline and Joshua joined with Sue and Nicholas. The blending of two families is not an uncommon thing these days, but each has its particular challenges as it grows. Even that model blended family of the 70s, the Brady Bunch, I'm sure some of you remember that program,
Yes.
had bumpy times, especially the children, who each had to come to their own realization in their own time that nothing was lost and a lot was gained. Nicholas, Madeline, and Joshua, today as you welcome a new member of your family, John and Sue want to affirm again the promise they made to you on their wedding day. So if you two will please read that affirmation again.
Nicholas, Madeline, and Joshua, we reaffirm that we will always love and value each of you equally, that we will support you equally as you choose your different paths through life, whatever they may be, and most importantly, that each of you is an equal part of the whole that is our family. Jessica Rose, we make this affirmation to you all also today. You are an equal part of the whole that is our family.
So the last part of the ceremony today is a candle lighting ceremony. For the purposes of the video, we'll pretend to light the candles because it's a bit breezy and the candles will go out. I'll explain, however, that the candle lighting ceremony, lighting candles, often signifies the coming into being of a new life who's wonderfully vocal. Would you like to say something as well? You can phone to your parents in a little minute. It also has the meaning of bringing light into darkness, allowing us to see our way clearly through difficult situations and times. Today's ceremony carries both those meanings as we acknowledge through it Jessica Rose as a new person in the world and give her our blessings for her future. Now, at this stage, for the sake of the assessment, we would light the candles, but as I said, it's a bit breezy, so we won't do that. But I will ask you to hold the candles, each of you. Okay. Now, again, for the sake of the assessor, as you know, we don't have other children here, but at this stage, what I would do was call Nicholas, Madeline, and Joshua, if you will now come and stand with your parents and Jessica Rose, which they do. And now I'd ask the friends and families to come forward and form a circle around Sue, John, and the children. And we're all now going to join in expressing our wishes for Jessica Rose through the words of Bob Dylan. Now, have you got a, can you, if you take that
It's all right,
version.
I've got one. I've got
You
one.
sure?
Yep.
Okay. How are you holding up there? So these are blessings for you, darling. Okay, here we go. May life bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars and climb on every rung. And may you stay forever young. Forever young, forever young. May you stay forever young. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous, stand upright and be strong. May you stay forever young. Forever young, forever young. May you stay forever young. May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the wind of changes shift. May your heart always be joyful. May your song always be sung. And may you stay forever young. Forever young, forever young. May you stay forever young. That brings to a close this ceremony of the naming of Jessica Rose. Please join Sue, John, Madeline, Joshua, and Jessica Rose at a naming breakfast. If you two would mind heading off there to the breakfast table, and the others can then join you. Beautiful. Thank you, everybody. If you will now go forward. Thanks.
Well done, Bubby.